Okay. The other video got cut off. So I'm gonna continue from where it finished off. And recompute everything I've done. So back to where we were at. Like we said, we already had the rule is for the small fish. I was selecting 5. So pretty much, I'm looking at the lower being 1 and the upper limit being 30 because there was 30 fish that were labeled in the small strata. Okay, and a 4.5 to, for the most part, because that's how many I'm selecting. If you're using center calculator, pretty much should be just up to 30, and then you'll be doing 5. You'll be enter 5 times, so you get 5 at once. Okay. Medium, similar idea. I'm going to select 2, so therefore I'm doing random int 1, comma 16, and 2 by 16, because remember the maximum, the last label that we had for the strata of 16, of the medium strata fish was 16. So that's what we have for 1 to 15, 1 to 16. And lastly, for the large fish, we're selecting 1. So pretty much I have run int 1 to 8, 1 comma 8 comma 1. For the water parts of there was a total of 8 fish. So the last labeling I did for the large fish was 8. And I put 1 here, okay, 1 to the 1. So pretty much that's what we're doing into the put into the calculators, graphical or scientific. So let's go ahead and see what the calculator gives us for each one of them, and therefore we'll figure out what our sample is supposed to be coming from each strata. So that's what step 3 is. We find them, and then those are the ones we include into the sample. Let me turn it on and get started. So first thing, I'm going to go to probability, rand, int, and then 1, comma 30, comma 5 parentheses. So looking over here, nothing repeated. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them on here. So what we have is 19, 6, 15, 3, and 29. So now, for these, we're going to say, okay, what are the labels that go with them? And so I'm going to put over here the label number. So 19 over here corresponds to 39, followed by 6, that corresponds to 11, followed by 15, that corresponds to 31, followed by 3, that corresponds to 8, and lastly 29, that corresponds to 52. So I know those are pretty much the fish I'm putting into my sample, and I'm looking at pretty much 8, 11, 31, 39, and 52. So I know that these guys are going to my sample. I'm going to find out which ones they are when I get to the next page or go back to the population. Now, going to the next one, for the medium one, I'm doing the same thing. So I'm going to go to find probability under options, pretty much prob, random, int, and then I put 1, comma 16, comma 1. Oh, actually 2. I'm choosing 2, so delete 2, close parentheses, and this gives me 4 and 14. So my labels is 4, 4 and 14. So the labels we're looking at are going to correspond from the strata, and 4 for the medium happens to correspond to 6, while 16 corresponds to 35. And that's what we're going to put over here. 6 and 35. So those labels in the population fish are going to go to the sample. Okay, and now for the large, these guys got 1 of the 8, so I'm looking at pretty much options: probability, random, int, 1, comma, 8, comma, 1, enter it, and I get 4. So therefore over here, I had 4, but that corresponds to the label that happens to be 27, right here. And that is going to go into my sample. So of course, all I have to do now is identify what those fish are and get all the data that we are looking to study for those fish. And I'll show you what the fish should be looking like when I get to the next slide. Let me just erase what's here, and I'll show them. Over here. So we're looking at here. So the fish that start with the small ones, we had 8, which is this one. 11, which is this one. 31, which is this one. 39, which is this one. 52, which is this one. Then for the medium, we had 6, which is this guy right here. 35, which is this fish right here. And then for the large, we had 27, which is this fish right here. So that is our sample that we'll be using to represent the population using stratified sampling. Okay. So if you have any confusions, go back to the first video. I ended it kind of halfway through before I got to sampling. But just refer to it and come back over here and just finish off this sampling to get to that video. Okay, hopefully this is helpful in terms of differentiating the different types of random sampling, which is pretty much simple random, systematic sample, systematic, cluster, and stratified. Okay, thank you.